to the ScamSlam channel. I'm here to bring you content from both shady and some not so shady individuals on TikTok. Ever scrolled through your For You page and come across a sketchy scam or a questionable character? Well, you're not alone, and that's where I come in. On this channel, I'll be diving deep into the world of TikTok to expose scams, scammers, and problematic content to steer clear of. From beggars, scammers, fakers, liars, abusers, and awareness creators that you watch, I'll be here to share it all. I'll be doing it all through showing live streams and adding in comments where appropriate. Be sure to look out for those red flags. So if you want to stay informed on what's really going on in the world of TikTok, then hit that subscribe button and join me on this wild ride. Let's expose the truth together, and reminder, don't send money to anyone on TikTok.
Oh, my food is cooking. I can't wait. I had to go to Walmart and pick up my, weekly supply of, yeah, I know. I set everybody off when I start yawning. Sharing an anecdote about a pug named Tater. Share your pet story. That actually was very accurate. Anyway, I was talking with the fellow, and he's originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and he has a house down here and a house up there we were talking about. He travels all over the world. He's a motivational speaker. The only reason he's at the hotel is he was doing some work on his house, and the fumes from what he was doing kind of chased him out of the house for the night. So, oh, let me tell you, I just finished them off. The bag she be empty, and I'm very sad. I wish I had been able to get like 4 or 5 bags, but they only allowed you to get one as a freebie. So I got the one freebie, and now I'm going to have to wait until next month to get a bag. I will allow myself 1 bag as a treat. Yes, I'm going to buy some. No, I was on this morning from about 8:45 until 11. These are freeze-dried orange slices. So it's the lovely, yummy, fresh, real orange. That's all the ingredient is oranges. But they're freeze-dried, so they're crunchy. Have you ever bit into an orange and thought, wow, this would be great, crunchy? Guess what? Wow, this really is great, crunchy. It was like the best candy in the world without being candy. It's just an orange. The entire bag had about 20 or 30 slices in there. And 1 bag is considered a serving, and it's 100 calories for 1 bag. Sorry, I have to hold it up against me. 1 bag is 100 calories, and it's only 19 grams of sugar for the entire bag. And I ate 3 here, 4 there. Over the course of 5 days, it took me to finish off the bag. So I did not blow my blood sugar on orange slices. Hang on. Oops. My finger. Okay, right now it says $14.99. I'm going to add it to the showcase and the tea that I was drinking, I'll put that in here too. I'm not going to pin them. They're in the little bag down below. Not considering everything freeze-dried products, they're all in the $10 to $20 range. So, oh, I bet that's interesting. I can't do diet sodas though because of NutraSweet, the artificial sweetener. Really have a bad reaction to it. These were really delightfully sweet tart. You know how an orange, when you bite into it, it's sweet, and then you get that little kick of tart at the back of your tongue? That's what these taste like. They're really good. Hey, country music. I don't know what happened, but I am so glad that you got a hold of my friend and I was able to fix it. Um, I hate to think that you got caught in a too many mods in here at once, and I've seen this happen where, ooh, okay, that was weird. The floater in my eye just did a little bloop right across my eye. I was on for almost 3 hours this morning, from a little before 9. Okay, 2.5 hours this morning, because it was a little before 9 and a little after 11 when I got offline. So there is a van that I can get, but I don't have the money for it right now, but it's fairly cheap. And what I will do is, the day before I go over to Jacksonville, where it is, I'll sell my current vehicle. So I'll use that money towards the cost of the van. But I'm going to have to take either a train over or get somebody to drive with me. No, it's the person I got it from will buy it back from me. Thank you so much, Love Bears. I do appreciate that. Michael, thank you. I appreciate that. Van is a much better choice, and it's a Toyota. A Toyota is a much better vehicle than a Jeep. She sent me some pictures, but they're in my DMs. I didn't save them to my photo album, so I can't bring them up. Midwest Queen, go live. You just talk to people, tell them what's going on in your life, and tell them stories about your life. People like to help people who are genuine. Oh, the night. I wear it as a dress, but it's a long, like, t-shirt nightshirt. But I'm sorry, it has a pocket. It has a pocket. This is comfortable and cute. Yeah, it's cute. I agree. Hey, Deborah. Ooh, I can hear my cooker cooking. It's bubbling. Lovely sound. Well, the thing is, it's almost ankle length. It comes to below mid calf on me. So it's a good length for a dress. It's split on the sides to the knee, so it's not too revealing, but has room for movement. And it's cute. Ramen, what else? It's something easy to cook, and at the last minute, I'm going to add the shrimp in. I didn't get rotisserie chicken this time because they didn't have it available. And I'll go tomorrow, and if I still have a hotel room, I'll go tomorrow and get the rotisserie chicken. But or I can use a can of chicken. I've got canned chicken. I have a rice robot, and it works really well for making like a full meal. I don't have any zucchini. I have sugar snap peas, rainbow carrots because I've been craving them, and mushrooms. So what, the shirt? I got this through Timu. Actually, I have like 3 different ones. Most are in storage still. But the difference is the color of the hearts or the size of the hearts. But they're pretty much the same design. Mushrooms are always good in it. I like mushrooms. Try to get more interactions in your live. What kind of interactions, I'm getting these little things because there's not enough movement. And oh my God, your background picture is static. I've got people tapping, and I have the little flash goals set up and stuff. But TikTok's gotten really bossy. And I keep getting these, you're not, your background is too static, and so we're going to ding you and not send you more people. And I keep saying, I'm in a hotel room. I don't want people to be able to locate me, so I have a green screen up. We talk about the green screen during the live, and every time I have to pause, I come back and change the green screen. So anyhow, the last 2 times TikTok approved it, the appeal. So, but it's ridiculous. I'm moving. There's movement going on. I don't know if it's the algorithm or if it's the people who are doing their damnedest to get me in trouble. Oh, speaking of, nobody from that awareness group actually called Cash App. Those people who said, I was trying to send you money and nothing happened. I don't know what happened, but they said they never had, because I talked with support, they never had those deposits trying to be made. So, well, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, that the Matilda invasion was crazy, and they were giving us quite the issue. What movie did I watch that the person, instead of saying issue like everybody else, said issue through the teeth? Issue. Why do they cover you? Cindy Lou, what's my story? Homeless. Have been since January. And calling one agency after the next. And I'm interacting, you stupid thing. It says, like, weekend check. Did you sleep in or not? Anyway, it done it though. And the first one that came in, I thought, oh, love the screen name because I love the movie Matilda. I love the books. But no. So, yeah, it was really a weird one. I agree. And TikTok is really hard to get these awareness pages down. They don't consider it harassment, hate, or bullying. The only one that they violated was they posted my full name on one of the videos. And they content violated that because they gave my full name. But yeah, it's craziness. What's my story? What part of my story? My story starts with being left for adoption. spending 3.5 months in the orphanage because I was allergic to cow's milk. So they had me on a test group for SOBI. I have 2 little scars on my behind from where they took skin grafts. I did not get enough attention in the orphanage, obviously, because you had like 1 nun to every 5 or 6 babies. And so I have attachment syndrome because of it. I was placed with my family when I was a little over 3.5 months old. When I was 4, my adoptive mom sat me down to tell me I was adopted and basically said everything wrong. I'm sure she didn't mean it the way it came out, but she basically told me she didn't want me, my dad did. I was bought and paid for. They paid the fees for Catholic charities. They took the schooling. They put in a request for a specific, age, race, whatever, child, and then waited. And when they finally got the phone call, they showed up at the orphanage to get me. And while they were in the waiting room, a little boy came and threw his arms around her neck and asked if she would be his new mommy. And she said it broke her heart to have to leave him there and take me home instead. That fucks up a 4-year-old's brain, let me tell you. My senior year in high school, they voted me most likely to become a nun. I said, you guys don't have a clue about me, do you? And they said, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't do drugs. What else is there? When do I get new apartment? What new apartment? Well, she just said, what's your story? And she was the 3rd person who said it. So I'm giving you, my answer to that was, nuns get none, hence the name. I don't think so. Oh. He's fine. I can't tell if he's on the bed or if he's underneath. I think he's on the bed behind me. I through help getting hospital information, I found names for a birth mom. Wasn't sure which one was right because she was in a home for unwed mothers. So every year around the time I figured was her birthday, and then again at my birthday, I made I would do a search for someone with the right age. And can you excuse me? I need to block a fucking number. Pause, please. All right. We are going to have a new background. And guess what? The people who are doing this to me, you are going to be my background. Let everybody see the bullshit that I am going through on a daily basis. I go live, this comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. While I'm talking, this keeps popping up. And I love the nasty comment about Anna Grace and I. So, yeah. And the numbers are robo numbers. It's not a real number. This is what has been going on nonstop every time I go live. Okay, let me change it before I get in trouble for posting a number. Oh, how about a Pokemon character? Yes, that's what I did. I paused, I blocked. Well, I take a screenshot because I need it for proof of what's going on. And then they need to go touch grass, stick their feet in the sand and feel the ocean waves and get in touch with the earth. I don't know what else I can say about the asininity of these people. Yeah, as my doctor said, they're just jealous. But no, you're not frozen. I paused for a moment. I'm not paused anymore. I'm woo la da da. Where the hell did woo come from? Yeah, they come back. I'm not paused anymore. I don't know how they have all this free time either. Like I said, they need to go touch grass. Get a dose of reality for themselves. You know, here we go. That's a better background. Okay. I was talking about my bio parents. Yes, I found my birth mom from these little messages that I would send every year. I sent one, I think, at my birthday, and I would use the two names that were on the paperwork. The day I went to the orphanage, the name changed, and that turned out to be the right name. And Easter, now my birthday's in November, Easter, which that year was, I think, in March, I got a text message, Facebook Messenger. I knew this day would come. What would you like to know? And it was my mom. So that's how I found her. Okay, let's lower this again. And that was 2009. It was not quite a year after my dad passed. And I went and met her in September of 2009, like a week before her birthday. Her birthday was September 11th. Yes, she was born on September 11th. She was at work when 9/11 happened. And she said she couldn't celebrate her birthday after that. It was so hard. I have a sister on my mom's side and a sister on my dad's side. And technically, I think I have a brother, though I don't know if he's still alive. Because I saw a picture that said my baby brother from my sister. So, she sent it because it was a picture of her dad with her mom and holding a little boy. So, how was what meeting? Yeah, okay. This hotel needs fumigation. I have flushed 3 German roaches in the past 24 hours. And I just saw another one. They are like my arch nemesis. I hate German roaches. Yeah, I met my mom. I did not meet my dad. He was long passed away before I ever found him. So I found the sister through 23andMe. Let's make sure they're not getting into this. The closure is not staying closed. Is not. It's separated. So you've never seen a German roach? They're the little ones. They're about this big, and the females carry the little egg sac around on their butt, and that was a female. And I need to grab her with tissue, and drop her in the toilet, and flush it real quick. That's the only way to get rid of them. I mean, without spraying and whatever. Yeah, I don't have any Ziploc bags with me, and damn it all, I didn't buy any. So I'm going to stick this in the fridge. That way yeah, and then wash my hands, exactly. Which is why I said I'd grab it with the tissue. I think they're everywhere. You just have been very lucky. You have roaches up north, just maybe not the German ones. I had them in Virginia. Oh my God, the house I moved into when I first moved up there, it was loaded with them. And I had to pay for, well, I had help, but we had to pay for pest service to come out once a month, because you can't just spray once for them. You have to keep doing it because the eggs will hatch like 30 days later and you have a whole new infestation. So we did that for 2 years to get rid of it. It was ridiculous. Exterminator. Thank you. I love how words just leave me when I need it the most. New fans needed. Thank you. Yeah, now Oregon, I kind of wonder if they have them out there. From what I understand, roaches, like alligators, and a few other creatures on Earth will long survive us after, humanity dies off. There will still be roaches and alligators and, I don't know, sharks or something, but who? Me? Softball league? Okay. Bye-bye. Someone making fun of my friend. Yeah, I'm in a room tonight. I just don't, I only had enough for one night. The person who kept saying they were sending X amount, they didn't. I had a long talk with Cash App, and Cash App said there was never an attempt even. So that person was lying when they were telling me that my account was flagged for fraud or something. What do you have stuck to your face? That looks like an ant. Ants are not good. Hold on, we're pausing. I'm so sorry. I gotta pause. Okay. I got to put up a new green screen. Um, Whoops. Green screen. I remember this one. I love cactus blooms. They are so gorgeous and they're like huge. Huge, I say. Huge. Sorry. I'm grabbing Heimdall. Where did those treats go? Here they are. Like, where did the treats go? They went over there. There's a bar. Where? Over there. Sorry. Okay. Heimdall is looking for a treat. Oh, I hate stink bugs. Oh, those were everywhere in Virginia. I would get them in the duplex I had. I didn't see them in the trailer, but I sure saw them in the duplex. So we have our ramen. See? We got sugar snap peas, carrots, and mushrooms with the little tiny, teeny tiny shrimp. There, it's canned shrimp. That's a shrimp. I love these bowls. I got them 3 years ago from TikTok Shop. And they're so pretty. Do you want one of these? He said yes, he does. It was okay. I guess you only get it when you go out to eat then. Yeah. No curry this time. So, oh, shrimp fajitas, that sounds good. There you go. Hubby gets a separate meal on shrimp night. Some people are allergic to shellfish, shrimp, crab, scallops, anything that comes from the bottom of the ocean, basically. See, believe in miracles and love is one of those people. Thankfully, no seafood on my allergy list because I love seafood. I would be really depressed if I couldn't have seafood. If somebody told me you could never have chocolate again in life, I would say, just take me out now because that's it. I'm done. Well, I think the funniest was my third husband, Russell. He and his dad fished. His dad was a commercial fisherman, and he would work on the boat with his dad in the summers. And he hated fish, would not eat fish in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, exactly. They're in a little, just like tuna fish, they're in a small can, and they have two different sizes. The tiny shrimp, and then it just says shrimp. And the one that says shrimp, they're about this big as opposed to this big. Yep. I wish I could say that, Bubo. You know, no matter how I say it, that just sounds wrong. I'm just going to call you B and be safe. Smoked salmon is a favorite of mine too. Really? That's cool, Kimberly. Oh, I haven't had salmon croquettes in years. Seem to remember they have some milk product in them, and that's why I haven't been able to eat them in years. I have to make them myself. Yep. Oh, yes, I remember. I loved Clash of the Titans. Uh, Harry Harry Hamlin, was that the name of the fellow who was the one who played um it's not Hercules. He's that movie. No, it wasn't Henry Winkler. It was Harry Hamlin. Perseus. He was he was actually like a soap star. He wasn't a really big name actor. And the movie was a Ray Harryhausen creation. He did all the stop motion animation for those movies. He did the Clash of the Titans, one of the King Kongs. He did um, gosh, I can't remember all the ones that he did, but I loved Ray Harryhausen movies. No, not talking about Caddyshack. Oh yeah, the thing that terrified me was um the monster, the big one that they had to get Poseidon in to fight. I actually didn't add any spices this time. I just used the packet because the Kraken. Yes, thank you. Um, I used unsalted uh, chicken bone broth. So it's very. I love the flavor of bone broth. It's very rich. Anna Grace is not mean to people. Anna Grace is protective of me. Yes, for tonight we are. I tell you what, one baby Bella mushroom, they're only this big. But when you cut them in half and then slice them each half in thin slices, you end up with a whole heck of a lot of mushroom. And I did that with two of them this time. Of course, they kind of melt down a bit when they're cooked. Heimdall is eating his food finally. Oh, B, I'm so sorry. Mushrooms are. I have to lay off them every once in a while because I get sensitive, but it's not a full-on allergy. He's good. He met a new friend today, a really cute pug named Tater. Cute. I love the names. Have no idea for tomorrow at this point. At least I do have to go and pick up a package, but I do. Wow, my brain just went home. Home. Anyway, every time somebody stands outside my door and talks loud, Heimdall starts barking. I seem to be, because I'm at a corner of the building and I'm getting the people who go smoke. They smoke right outside my freaking door. Drives me crazy. It poured rain during the day today. I seem to be no, I called and they never called me back, and I'm going to have to call again on Monday. Actually, I'm going to send the girl from my doctor's office on them because she'll get a faster result than I did. I gave them a day to behave like normal people, but this office, they are rude as shit. I can't go to any other ophthalmologist specialist because this is the only one that's in my insurance group. What is it? Heimdall, leave my pillow alone. Oh, we get like 1 out of every 3 or 4 winters, it rains the entire winter and it's cold and it's miserable and yucky. And then we get the winter that's like summer for right up to Christmas. And you finally get your cold in like end of January. Every year is different in Florida. Did you seriously just throw your ball on the floor? I'm trying not to get it on the floor because there's too many places for it to get lost in this room. Come here with it. Bring it here. Heimdall, where's the ball? Get the ball. Get the ball. Ball, please. We are being stubborn, he says. Yeah, I like it cold for Christmas too. I remember one Christmas in Richmond. I went to Jim's and I was all bundled up and ready for it to be cold. And it was almost 70 degrees that day. I was like, what the heck? That never happens in Richmond. Okay, we're going to toss it into the bathroom because it's the one place I can throw it for him that it's not going to get lost under a piece of furniture. No, come here. I don't want. Okay, fine. Yeah, me too. By the way, to my mods, please don't mute or block country music. Something, something. Um, she's not a. She's not a problem. There we go. Country music loving daisies. That's it. Y'all caught her up in a block party the other night by accident. And she finally remembered to get in touch with my friend Connie. That's how I found out what happened and got her reinstated. He's being silly. Since I'm a Tennessee girl, though honestly, I'm more blues since I was born in Memphis, but really, the inbox me people are hitting up my mods. That's not smart. I'm diabetic, so that is a problematic question. I love sweet tea. Do I drink sweet tea? Not really. I will get unsweet tea with just like this much sweet tea added, so it's not just bleh, not so harsh on the tongue. Ramen with shrimp, mushrooms, sugar snap peas, and rainbow carrots. My favorite. Yeah, half and half is still a little too sugary for me, so I go more like 3/4 and a quarter. They're a purple red, an almost white, a yellow, and your typical orange. They're carrots in all different colors. I am so sorry. Yeah, I'm not quite that bad with turkey, but I'm darn close. I know, that's why I don't want the ball down here. You're going to get stuck behind furniture. Bring it here. Bring it here. Heimdall, get the ball. Oh, it's not a ball. He's after a bug. Yes, he is. It's up against the baseboard, and he's just. Well, I'm trying to get him to bring me the ball because if it gets under furniture here, it's stuck. So I'm not yelling, I'm just talking forcefully because he doesn't listen otherwise. I need a cooking show. I need better camera setup and someone to help me edit to do a cooking show. Play with it. He also goes after lizards, which is hysterically funny because he grabs them by the tail, and the lizards down here just take off and leave their tail behind. Really confused dog. He's like, what the hell? I had you. I've seen squirrels do that too. No, this hotel is, it's not, this is why I was very forward to one brand of hotel as opposed to others. But yeah, he's smacking. The funniest thing I ever saw was Uno trying to catch minnows like a bear with his paw. Slap, and then looked at his paw and looked at me like, where'd it go? And then slap, and looked at his paw and looked at me. This isn't working, Mom. The bears did it. It was so cute. Ugh. Oh, that's scary. Okay. Handel, where are you? There you are. He said, oh, yeah, I'll take that, Mom. Cats love to chase beetles. Did I end up going to Luke Combs' concert? No, I did not. Yes, they are. This hotel is not as well insulated. And people are very loud here. You did hear me say, no, I did not. Why would I go to a concert for someone who's a MAGA supporter? Give me a second. I need my, oh crap. Okay. My leg did not want to lift me up. This chair is very low to the ground. I will say this room has a lot of those plugins for electronic devices. So that helps. No, I have not gotten a cooler yet. I love blueberries. The problem is they would have to move me to another room. I would rather get a thing of diatomaceous earth and put it around the room. That's safe for the dog and I and won't make us sick. But will kill the roaches and most other bugs. Diatomaceous earth, to us, it's just very fine and soft and whatever. To bugs, it's like razor blades. It cuts their exoskeleton, and then they can't retain moisture. Yeah, it can be taken internally too. There is a food grade level of diatomaceous earth. Exactly. You can dust your animal with it, and it will kill the fleas on them. No, they didn't come from my storage. The ones in storage are the flying, and that's typical of outdoor storage. Storage sheds, whatever. Florida, we have them, and there's a whole lot of palmettos around there, and that's where they come from. Hence their name, palmetto bug. Oh, tigers are awful. The only way to get rid of a tiger bite, to make them stop itching, take clear nail polish and paint over the bite. Never used hairspray for it. Not really. About the same price. I always have at least one person who walks in and says, "Now I want ramen." Hey, Jeff. Usually it's David who says that to me, too. Oh, Terry, Benadryl, yeah, that leaves me buzzy. I don't like it. Thank you. Yes, I did. Did you see the video of the guys before they started taking the sign down doing like some song and dance? They were doing the from Chicago or from a chorus line. I think they were doing from a chorus line. No, I'm not in West Palm Beach. I don't live in West Palm Beach. I'm on the Gulf Coast. Well, then don't eat ramen. It's not for everybody. It's chicken ramen, and I used chicken bone broth to make it with instead of just water. So it's very rich and chickeny. And then because I didn't have any chicken, I did have a can of shrimp. My protein is shrimp. And I put carrot, sugar snap peas, and mushroom in it. I have no idea what you're asking the other lady in my live think. Spaghetti's good. This time I did. I don't normally use it. Or I'll use like a quarter of it. No. I didn't have any money from driving people, so no. The only time I buy a lottery ticket is when I have earned the money driving somebody. It's canned in the water that it was cooked in. So it's shrimp with shrimp. And it's delicious. It's, the same as getting canned crab or tuna or anything else. Not to buy lottery tickets. You can't use your debit card. Not in Florida, at least. Or oh, candy. Yeah, I get the clams for some recipes, but my favorite is I get the canned crab meat, and I make my own crab rangoons. I can't have that surimi, the artificial crab meat. Oh, makes me sick. I don't know what they put in it, but it does not set well. Heimdall, why are you pushing your dish around? There's no reason for it. Yeah, you can't use a credit card, but you can use a debit card in some states. We could in Virginia, not in Florida. Well, they don't let us do it here. The only time I get tickets is when I have cash. And lately, my cash has been going to important things like gas. Heimdall, stop! You are going to flip that dish. He's being fussy today with his dish. She sent me 2 pictures of it, but I haven't heard from her since. But she said she was having a really busy day. So. Well, I don't have any money on my debit card right now either, so we are not going to be buying. And it's too late anyway. The draw is in little over 50 or a little under 50 minutes. Happens at 11. I had a friend in Virginia who won like 3 times. Not huge winnings, but he kept winning when it was at the lowest amount. I remember his name was Mickey, and he had a Mickey Mouse tattoo on the back of his shoulder. That's sad, Terry. dad lived to 90. My mom almost made it to 86. So, oh, happy anniversary. Yeah, I don't buy every single week. I talk about buying the lottery ticket and, if I won, but I don't always actually buy the tickets. It's just a pipe dream, you know? That's cool, Cindy. I think one of the ones that Mickey won was a scratch off, but the other two were like lotto, and they were like, one was 2 million and one was I think 6 million. But he took them in instant payout, so you don't get as much. When they calculate it paying out over like 20 years. And when you take it as a one lump sum, you get quite a bit less. Yep. We've been in a hotel room for the past couple of days, so we're okay. And he's been really funny about his food dish. I think I need to empty it and scrub it. I think this is going to be the one problem with this particular dish, because it's 3D printed, and I think it's allowing has little pores in it, so it's needing cleaning more often. Come here. Come hither, and henceforth, young man. And where is your ball? Where has it disappeared to? I gotta stand up again. I don't want to stand up again because it's really difficult. This chair is like a low toilet. We were outside about an hour before I went live. How do I know it's 3D printed? Take a look at it. It's 3D printed. You can see the lines of the 3D printing. What? You were just nudging to the nth degree today. You kept doing this to your new friend's hand, too. Come here. Come on. Come on. I gotta stand up. I gotta figure out what the heck is going on here. Getting up from that chair is really... Oh, you have lost your ball under the bed, haven't you? And what the hell is this? He found a cat toy from somebody else that must have been under the bed. Well, yeah, it says meow on it. What did you do with your ball? This is why I didn't want you to have the ball on the floor in here. Because I cannot get down on the floor and recover it for you. Arg! You know, you are short enough to go under the bed and get it. Because you're the one who threw it under there, or rolled it under there. Well, that's another ball lost to a bed. Yeah, really. And he's got it all gummy from playing with it. Gross. Ugh. Yeah, I may have to grab a broom out of storage and use it. There's not going to be enough dander on that thing to make me get sick. The end game is we have signed up with as many places as we can. I've still got paperwork for one. They all have very long waiting lists. That is my end game. There is someone, I don't know if it was for real. She could have been a scam. She did send me some pictures, but they were outside and one inside that it looked like it was being worked on of a she shed. It's adorable. It's supposedly in Dunedin. I don't know yet if it's real. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Oh, RV, not. I like Dunedin. The van's over on the other coast, and I've talked with them, and I told her that it will be at least the beginning of July before I can do anything. So, hey, Darby. Gulf Shore is Panhandle, isn't it? You're like almost Alabama. Bamba? Did I just say Alabama? Yeah, the she shed is in the backyard, and it actually has one of those air conditioning units that like goes up towards the ceiling. La Bamba. La Bamba. Oh dear. Yes, I've lost my mind. I don't know. She just said I've got a she shed that you could stay in, but she hasn't told me yet if there's, a cost or anything. Mini split. Yeah, except it's not one of those little, it's the big long one that they're really good, and they are not just air, they're heat. So they're amazingly efficient. Okay, I'm being told mini split, mini split, mini split. Okay. I just know I had that little guest house apartment on the back of the garage of the gallon Kissimmee that I dog sat for had everything but a really true functioning kitchen. It had a sink that worked. It had a microwave and a refrigerator. There was no cooktop. There was no ventilation. Every time I used my little induction burner, I had to open windows and set up a fan blowing out the door so that the smoke detector wouldn't go off. Not that there was any smoke, it was just, it got too hot because there was no ventilation. So, not the best planning. But it was cute and it was comfortable, and the bed was amazing, and I was in it for 3 months while I took care of her dog who had been injured. What did I do to my knuckle? I have no clue, but it looks like I put a little puncture in it. Why did I leave? The dog healed. I was there. She worked out of state. She had her own company. And she was in Nashville about half the time with her company. She had a lot of money, and the dog got injured by the neighbor dog and had to have physical therapy 4 times a day. And the other dog that she had to be entertained frequently, which is what I did. And I was there for 3.5 months until a friend of hers who had been away on a job came back into town and took over with the dog sitting portion of things, but they didn't have to do the physical therapy. And it was so cute. This dog, Belgian Malinois, are extremely smart and extremely active dogs. They need a job. If they don't have something to do to keep their brain occupied, they lose their ever-loving minds. And this poor dog, he had injured his shoulder, and they had this brace on his leg and strapped around his shoulders and across his chest. And he was in a small crate because they had to keep him as immobilized as possible. And this dog, in a itty bitty crate, would just spin and 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 spin because he was losing his ever-loving mind. But you couldn't let him out of the crate because it was in her bedroom, and he would jump on the bed and off the bed and on the bed and off the bed. And of course, that was not good because injured shoulder. So, and getting him back in the crate after we had done any therapy or anything I had to con him in each time. But he was so beautiful. His name was Fox, and he looked like a really long-legged fox. And I'd get him laying down on the couch, and I'd sit on an ottoman next to him, and I would slowly do the physical therapy manipulations of his all 4 legs, but specifically for the shoulder. But we had to keep everything, motion is lotion. We had to keep everything moving fluid. So I would get him laying there, and I'd slowly start to bend and stretch his leg. And like the very first day, I was like, bend and stretch, bend and stretch. And then I went, bend and stretch, reach for the stars. There goes Jupiter, here goes Mars. And his eyes, he just went, and he started to go to sleep. And I sung this dog to sleep while doing his therapy. And for like 30 minutes, the dog was at total peace. And I would finish the therapy, and I would sit there and I'd just play Tetris or something like that on my phone and just keep one hand on him and keep singing. And the dog would sleep. And then when he woke up and started getting active again, I would take him and for a little walk outside so he could go potty. And then I would have to take him right back in. And I learned because they had him on gabapentin for the pain and other stuff. I stick the pills, instead of a pill pocket, I get a raspberry, stick the pill in the raspberry, cover it with peanut butter, and he would just snarf it right on down. And occasionally, instead of peanut butter, I'd put goat yogurt or something like that on it. But he would just snarf it down and not even realize he's taking his pills. But no, I didn't. I just had Deborah. Probably, I've got an appointment. Is it Thursday or? Good Lord. I have an appointment someday next week. I can't remember what day it is. I'll have to look and I'll tell you. I do, but that was 2018, and since then we've had COVID, and I've gotten a lot less active, and my diabetes is worse. In fact, I wasn't diabetic back then. It came on after that, and my peripheral neuropathy is so bad I can barely feel the floor. I would never be able to do what I did with those two big dogs now. I would be knocked down and well, actually, Fox did knock me down coming out of the car one day. He didn't wait for me to get the tailgate fully open. He leaped out and just bowled me over and broke a little bone in my foot. So, peripheral neuropathy. That is where your peripherals, your hands and your feet, get nerve misfirings, and eventually you can't feel them. They become so numb, and that's when the circulation is bad. The lymphatic drainage is non-existent, and people lose a limb because their foot is no longer working. My hands hurt, but they're never numb. I'm lucky that my neuropathy is not in my hands, it's in my feet. Yes, I go 4 times a year minimum. I cannot take Lyrica. Had a really bad reaction to it. And my adoptive mom took Lyrica right up until the end. They put her on it when she got shingles, because it's used to reduce the nerve pain from shingles. Yeah, it sounds like yours is. Mandy, okay. Do you know how expensive it is, what Anna Grace is going through? She is so strapped right now. People can completely lose every bit of savings with one major health crisis. And in her case, she's got the health crisis with her husband. She has her own health issues. And they're both, actually, what did we say? You're like 7 months older than I am. We're almost the same age. Yeah, we all need dollars. We all need help. Anna Grace is helping me in other ways, but financially she is as strapped as I am. So Yeah. And I tell you what, T. Marie, not only are we one paycheck away from homeless, uh, our Social Security is only going up so much each year. And like where I was living, it doubled. Whatever my Social Security went up, it doubled that amount, what my lot rent went up. So the first year I gained $20 and the lot rent went up 60. And then I gained $30 and the lot rent went up 60. And I gained $30 and the lot rent went up 60. Can you see what was happening? And then I lost my annuity, which was $182, and suddenly there was an even bigger gap between what I was getting and what I was having to pay out. And it was ridiculous. So yeah, that would be triple. But last year my lot rent went up 60 and my Social Security went up 30. But still, it was not enough to catch up on the gap. And that's with lots. People in apartment complexes over the course of a month suddenly had their rent jump like $600 or $700. And a lot of people had to move out because they couldn't afford the cost. And this was during COVID. All of the prices of apartments and homes and everything else just skyrocketed because we got a bunch of people who, hey, their jobs work from home. Well, heck, let's work from home someplace that it's a little more pleasant to be working from home. And they all moved to Florida from New York City and Boston and Chicago. And you're getting the idea. These are the really high-priced cities. They all came to Florida and they're willing to pay the higher price. And suddenly property value went through the roof. And those of us who've lived here all of our lives and are used to our state doesn't have a state income tax, so we only pay IRS, we don't pay estate tax. Suddenly, we're not getting any more money, but we're getting double or almost double the cost of living. And there are a lot of people on the street. There are a lot of people in this situation I'm in. A lot of them turn to illegal means of making money, like selling drugs and stuff. And believe me, I see that right within the hotels. It's why I won't stay at the extended stay, because there are police there like every other week. I should say every other day. Every time I drive by, they're there. And, Trump keeps promising we're going to get these, what do they call them, checks, the stimulus checks. I haven't seen one. Not one. I probably could have saved my home with a stimulus check or two. But, yeah. So I don't want to leave here because I just found a sister here. And it would be awful. Yeah, just finished saying that. Will not leave Florida unless there is no other recourse. Now, if I get this van, I'll leave to vacation elsewhere, but I can come back. I will go away for a month maybe, because I will have a bed within the van and I can do everything else. Yeah, having a support system is very important, and I don't have one of those. Parents are gone. My brothers are not supportive. And my one half sister is in worse shape than I am financially, for almost identical reasons. I swear Michelle and I are like parallel lives. We don't look anything alike. My other sister and I look exactly alike. But Michelle and I, we are definitely the nature side of things. We have the same likes, the same dislikes. We even married Richards. And we both got divorced from narcissistic Richards. So, it's crazy. And the sister here, who is also divorced, has a wonderful boyfriend. But she has 2 teenage daughters still that are at home. And one will be starting high school this year, and the other one, I think, will be graduating high school this year. There's that damn little thing again. Damn it. Got behind the mirror. She doesn't have the room. She doesn't have the space for me. And with 2 very hormonal teenage daughters, I would not ask her. So I have a walker, but it's not a rollator, the one with the seat. So exactly, Sean. I've lived here the majority of my life. Exactly, Jody. Thank you. One is 7 years younger, and one is 16 years younger. Oh, yeah, if there's an emergency, I'm sure I could contact her for that. But I have been very, very careful to protect this new relationship. I have not cut it. I haven't done anything with it. It's some of it, it's just filling in on its own. I go through periods where this gets like a really high widow's peak, and then other periods where, like now, I'm getting regrowth. I wish I knew what I'm doing right to get the regrowth, so I keep on that end of the scale, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's the other thing. I absolutely love my doctor. It's taken me 20 years to get with a doctor I really, really love. And I don't want to leave her. Grace, that's part of getting old for women. A lot of it has to do with the fact that we go through menopause and our hormones change, and suddenly we lose body hair too. So this thins out on a lot of people. Mine, thankfully, other than right here, I don't really get. When I was driving and my head was constantly rubbing the seat, I had a little spot right here that was getting not bald, but thinned. Then I shaved my head for 7 months, and my hair grew back twice as thick. So it worked. Cradle cap, yep. I don't know what maca is. I will have to look into that. Pumpkin seed oil has a lot to do with boosting the hormones so that things work better. Only I'm out of the pumpkin seed oil. I'm down to about 12 servings left of the lutein, which is for the eye health, and I ran out of the pumpkin a week ago. So That is a beautiful cactus, isn't it? I saw that when I was driving Lyft one day, and I literally I dropped the person off and went back over and took about 5 or 6 pictures before driving off because it was just so loaded with flowers. And every single one of those flowers, when they fall off or fade, whatever, uh, it gets a red pear fruit on it. And those fruits are delicious. Well, we won't increase the Manjaro that high. Yeah, it is. It's a prickly pear cactus. Actually, I'm not sure if it's the prickly pear, but it's in that family. Yes, you can eat. A majority of the cactuses have a fruit of some sort that you can eat, and some that have the paddle-like leaves. You have to carefully pick those leaves and use like tweezers to remove all the needles. But then you can slice it thin and grill it and put it on salads and stuff. It's delicious. Um, that's a good question, Sean. I've never really decided what the taste was like. I just know I really liked it. Yep, there you go. Welding gloves would work. We had a, I think they were a Mexican family that lived near me in the trailer park up in Virginia. And they had 3 of the cactuses that the salad is made from. The long, thin leaved ones. And I watched them one day. They let me sit there and talk with them while they were picking, and I'm like, you just absolutely amaze me. Yes, yeah, you can use them in pitas. You can use them in tacos. You can use them as a substitute for like grilled chicken or something on a fajita. That's the word I'm looking for. And they made a salad at this restaurant in Chesterfield on Hull Street. Um, it was lettuce and I think cucumbers and tomatoes, and then they topped it with this grilled grilled cactus, and they marinated it like you would steak for fajitas. It was so good. The hotel is not an extended stay. You can't get more than like 14 days. It's a state law in Florida. Um, it has to be less than I think 20 days, and most of the hotels set at 14. So, I did notice my sorry, I did notice my PayPal did something. Give me a second and let me go look. And thank you, Mag. Pausing. Please hold. Okay, just through tonight. I came in right at that point. Let's see, what picture will we go with this time? Oh, hold on. I think I just gave him a bath in this one. He was about 10 weeks old. I gave him a bath. He's laying on a towel. Still really pretty chocolate brown and still only about 1.5 pounds. He hadn't quite reached 2 pounds yet. He was so little. I know. His baby pictures are so cute. He was so little. I'm so sorry, Grace. I'm not on pause anymore. I took it off of pause. Hence the new picture. Hey, sister, soul, sister. Now I've got that song stuck in my head. Oh, dear. The extended stay places, no. The one that is closest is definitely a drug hangout. The police are there all the time. It is filthy outside. I hate to think what the rooms look like inside because the outside is just disgusting. And there's an extended stay up on Roosevelt that while the rooms are a little bit nicer, they are not discriminatory about people smoking in the rooms. And they'll tell you it's a non-smoking room. And I walked into the room when I tried to get one there, and it smelled like a cigar smoker had been in there. It was disgusting. And I couldn't breathe. I turned around, walked out, walked back up the front, said, I'd like my money back, please. That's not a non-smoking room. I would be sick within like 12 hours. So, and the other one, it's not cheap. It's like $500 a week. So that one's not a viable option. That's more expensive than this. So I do not remember the Mosley. I do remember, what's the one that had the jacuzzi? Only one room had a jacuzzi. But they don't tell you that. They make you think that all the rooms have jacuzzis. I did not get the she shed. I have talked with her, but we have not discussed very much yet. She sent me 2 pictures. Oh, Weimaraners are lovely dogs. They're big, goofy babies. I love Weimaraners. And their coloring is so pretty. A she shed is a tricked out, like, storage shed that's been made into a like a cute little apartment, an escape, a retreat. Writers get she sheds for a private place to write. And My friend up in Kentucky has one. She Tanya Cappies. She writes cozy romance and cozy paranormal mysteries. She's got an entire series that's set in a RV campground in West Virginia, and they're funny as heck. Mystery books. They're cozy mysteries, and they're really good. Somebody told me that they had a she shed in their backyard that they're not using right now and offered it to me, but didn't say how much, didn't say when, or any of that. So I've got to talk with her more. It's a possible solution, at least until I can get that van. Anyhow, how long have I been on here? Wow, almost 2 hours. Had no clue. I felt like I'd been here an hour. Well, I normally start at 10. I started at 9 tonight, so that's why. Oh dear. Yeah, the empty nest dog. That's the one that gets all the love and attention that the Evidently, if I don't move my hands around like I'm doing sign language or something, they don't like me just having a static green screen picture. So I am doing this a lot just to keep TikTok from trying to content violate me for having a static picture. It's fussy with everybody, but yeah, it's allowing these people who are slamming other people to get away with all of it or most of it, and we get slammed and abused, and TikTok algorithm messes with us, and it is what it is. Uber Goober. That's cute, Uber Goober. I don't know. I don't know who that was. Anyway. Oh, I tried to ask you to join my live when didn't I? When I first came on, I sent you an invite. Metaphysical Mel, yeah. No. Aw. No. Um, he did not get into town. Or if he did, it was really late. Oh, thank you, Cassie. That's awesome. I loved Jim Neighbors. He was very talented. Was he really? Wow. 100 years old. Mayberry RFD is like one of the places he got his start, but he was Gomer Pyle on Gomer Pyle PFD, and the camp that show was based on, I think, was Fort Stewart, Georgia. Jim Neighbors. Now, Gomer Pyle, yes. He was also the deputy in Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. He had a lovely song that he sang during that one. Now I have to attempt to sing a song. Ha. Marisoli dotsy dotsy dots and little lambs eat ivy. Anyway, my biggest problem is I remember snippets of songs. I don't remember the full lyrics. So, like when I sang karaoke, I needed the guide, the prompts to help me stay on track. But the song I sang the most was I hate the world today. You're so good to me, I know, but I can't change. Yeah, wow, I can't remember. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. Something, something, there's nothing in between. I don't remember it all anymore. It's been so long since I sang that. And I remember little snippets of like Alanis Morissette songs. I put one hand in my pocket and the other was holding a peace sign or flicking a cigarette. I remember snippets of songs. I don't remember full songs. The one I used to do or remember the best was the fastball song "The Way." What's the on a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. Head so heavy and my cycle jammed, I had to stop for the night. Yeah, Hotel California. And we went to California and we tried to find the Hotel California. There is no. There is, but it's not from the song. It's different. Anyway, I remember the line. They were at something at the feast, stabbed it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Little, again, snippets of songs come back to me, but I just don't have the lyric memory that I used to have. He's sound asleep behind me. Actually, He's mirroring the picture right here, only in adult form because he's about 4 months old there, if that. I think he was 10 weeks old when I gave him that bath. So that's like 2 weeks after I brought him home. I think Richie is one of the problem people. Oh, he's going to wake up now because somebody just walked down the steps and I had a friend when my other dog passed away, when I lost Uno. 2 weeks after he passed, she called me up and said, I have a female toy poodle that's going to have puppies in January. Would you like one? And I said, oh, Misty, that's lovely, but I can't afford a toy poodle. And she said, I didn't ask if you could afford one. I asked if you would like one. And I was like, really? And then I said, yes, in that case. And she said, I try with every litter or every other litter to help out somebody who is in need for therapy or a service animal. And so we'd been friends for a long time through Facebook. And so she gave me Heimdall when he was old enough to come home. She sent me pictures every few days of him from birth on. And Kim went with me, and she got his brother. We drove back with 2 little 1.5-pound bits of fluff. Kim's mom wanted a puppy too, and I said, well, listen, she's not going to give 2 for free, but I'll put you in touch with her and you 2 can work something out. And I think she got a really decent price because it was not much at all. And so she has, Kathleen has Bear. Kim then later got Bowen, who's a little red poodle. And he's, I think, 1 pound heavier than Heimdall. But he's cute. Oh my God, he's adorable. He's got more nose than Heimdall has. His nose is longer. So, and she's the friend that's now in Washington State. There were 6 in Heimdall's litter. Heimdall was the firstborn and Bear was the lastborn. So we got the first and the last. Bowen came from a pet shop, not from my friend. And since we got our puppies from Misty, Misty had a whole lot of life happen to her. You know how we're talking about we're just one paycheck away. Oh, thank you. That's cute. One paycheck away from being homeless. In her case, it was one horrific incident away from just losing her world. Her daughter died. Her daughter had small children, and her daughter died. And she gave up on breeding the toy poodles. And I think her last litter was beginning of last year. And I helped her find homes for that litter. And she sold several of her older, the females that she had had for breeding. So it was my worst nightmare when I gave my daughter up for adoption was something would happen to her before she became an adult. And for years and years and years, I just thought that, I hadn't been lucky enough to reconnect with her. And then I found out last year my worst nightmare was true, and she was gone, hit by a car at 14. So it felt like I lost her all over again. So that was last year. I just felt like the hits kept coming, and I said verbally, "Oh, it just can't get any worse than this, could it?" And then I got evicted. So, never, ever, ever say it can't get any worse, because, God dog it, life is going to prove you wrong. I didn't talk with the family per se, because the adoptive father passed away, and the mother remarried. And so I spoke on the phone with that husband, and he said her heart was bad and she had lost her vision. So he related the conversation back and forth. I asked, though, would she be willing to talk with me? I just want to, closure. And he said, I think she would like the closure too. So I did it through him, and we both got a little bit of closure. And he said, she's willing to have you come by if you want to see pictures. And I said, I don't know if I'm ready for that right now. And I'm sure that it's raw for her right now too. And because it basically was brought back up, and I had, life has happened. I've lost my home and stuff. I've not contacted them either. So no, I didn't get to hold her. A nun/nurse tried to put her in my arms, and my mom and Dale blocked her from doing that. They said, that's cruel. She's giving this child up. You can't put it in her arms. And they made the woman leave the room. And all I could see was thick black hair. She had thick black hair when she was born. But the birth father was part Iroquois Indian. So that hair is all from him. And you look at the picture, she's got facial features like mine, but she had dark brown eyes and the black hair still. I was 19. I was in excruciating pain. The doctor had given me a shot of Novocaine in my hip. I'm allergic to Novocaine, and he hit the nerve when he put the knee, paralyzed on the right side. So I couldn't walk, and my mom said, I will not help you raise your child. You will put it up for adoption. There is no, and I didn't have any other support system. So no, he is passed. So he died while I was up in Richmond. So no, he does not know, other than the fact that maybe he met her in heaven. If he made it to heaven, I don't know. I was living 2 miles, barely 2 miles, from where she died when it happened. Years later, he did not know that I was pregnant, because I went into the military. And when I called home to tell him, another woman answered the phone and said, he's in the bathtub and you're disturbing us. And I hung up the phone and cried, and Dale found me crying on the floor over in that section of the PX, and talked to me for about 45 minutes and walked me back to my platoon. And I had a long sit down with the corporal, and she walked over and told him if he wanted to do the right thing, he should help me, because she saw that he liked me. And he proposed to me like 2 hours later. And we got married in a rush between training. He had gone from basic on to jump school, and it was a week before he was going to do his jumps, and the sergeant let him come home for a weekend furlough. He had literally flew in Friday night. We got married Saturday morning. We had our honeymoon in the Don Cesar Saturday night, and he flew back Sunday. That was it. That was our wedding. And stupid idiot. We went to the Hilton for dinner that night, and he had a couple of drinks while we were up in the rotating bar, and he was like, "No problem," stood up. Whoa, big problem, because the movement, you don't feel it when you're sitting down, but when you stand up, it hits your brain, your equilibrium. And with two fairly alcoholic drinks, he flopped back down into the chair. That was okay. We went downstairs. We had our dinner. And we went out to Pasquarel Beach, where he used to hang out while in high school. He was Mr. Big Shot, senior, the year before, or just months before even. And we ran into a bunch of his friends. I don't know where he had them. He pulls a pair of nunchucks out of the back of the car and starts to show off, to try and, do some fancy maneuver. And he goes to do the roll off the inside of the leg, only he didn't hit the inside of the leg. He hit the family jewels. And then it came back up, because it's a very fast motion, and bopped himself, knocked himself out. So that was our honeymoon night. Poor Dale. They are painful when you get hit with them. And they were good solid wood ones too. They weren't plastic practice ones. Anyway. Oh dear. Gotta love him. But I went in and I got out 6 weeks later. So I was in the delayed entry program for a year, but I didn't go active duty till the beginning of July of 1978. And I was out mid-August of 78. First asthma attack, and then the pregnancy test that everybody has to take when they first get there came back positive. And where'd that come from, kind of thing. No, I knew where it came from, but I was naive, but I wasn't that naive. But yeah, he married me while I was pregnant with somebody else's baby. So, life. I mean, Edna, life. No matter how well you plan, life can take you down in an instant. Because she got Dale on her side. He was in the military and he wasn't going to be there. And she got him on her side. I just remember, like 5 weeks after I gave the baby up, I was having postpartum depression, as well as the depression from dealing with, breasts that wanted to nurse somebody that was not there, and body going through all these hormonal changes without the blessing that comes with those hormonal changes, the nurturing months with the baby. And he got me to go to church with him one Sunday at the Baptist church he went to. And we went with his friends after church to Pizza Hut. And he did something that was fairly mocking. And I came really close to ending my life that night. I was so depressed. And all the way around, things were not handled well. But he kind of woke up to a little of the reality of what losing a child is like with me. And then he got very protective of me after that. So we each had our difficulties. I remember going to the drive-in theater with his whole family, and Dale and I are sitting on the hood of the car with his kid sister next to us, and a couple of them had chairs in front of the car, and we were all watching. I think it was one of the Pink Panther movies or something like that, something we all enjoyed. And I started crying because I was in so much pain, and Dale's mom figured out what the problem was. And I was on medication that was supposed to dry things up, only it wasn't working. And I was in a lot of pain from that for several months. A lot of women do. I was barely 19 when I had my daughter. I turned 19 in November. I had her in March. I was barely 19. And mentally, I was not ready to be an adult at all. So I think my sister-in-law did after Katie, her oldest. Yeah, see, Michelle, you very similar. You know what's funny? You think about it, pioneer days, the women got married at like 15, and they were having babies by 16. The loss of life at that age was much higher because they didn't have the safe medical practices that they have today. And even today, we lose due to eclampsia and sepsis and breech births and cord around the neck and stuff like that. We lose the children, we lose the mother bleeding out after the baby's born. You hemorrhage, you don't stop bleeding. There's all kinds of complications. And back in the 1800s, they didn't have the medical care. It literally would have maybe a midwife, if they're lucky, to help them give birth. And I don't care how good the husband was with animal husbandry, it's completely different when it's your wife. Oh, you had a good doctor, Lynn. Who are you talking to, Austin? Moving to Greenwood, Mississippi? I don't even know where that is. I had the asthma attack first when we got to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And then the test came back as positive for pregnant. So the combination of the two, there was no way I was going to be able to. They said you could take a leave and go either have the baby and come back or have an abortion and come back, whatever. But you couldn't go through, of course, when you're pregnant. So, yeah. It kind of knocked that dream out of the water. I wanted the GI Bill to go to school to do what I really wanted to do, which was acting, and go to a college that my mom didn't pick. My mom was going to, if you wanted to go, I'll pay for JC, but I won't pay for anything else. And I took the aptitude test at JC, which she insisted on. And they wanted me to, what'd they say? I had an aptitude for nursing or something. And I'm like, hell no, I don't like the sight of blood. And what did I end up doing? Not nursing, but taking care of my parents and, making sure they took their pills and everything was sorted and kept Dad from taking things that he wanted to take that he couldn't because it would affect his Alzheimer's medication. And he wanted to take Benadryl and Zyrtec and stuff, and they wouldn't let him do it because it affects the I earned it in the School of Hard Knocks. I learned how to give shots when I was a kid because Mom and Dad both took allergy shots. And Mom taught me how to give a shot with an orange, or actually a grapefruit. The skin of the grapefruit is thin enough that it's more like human skin, and it's a good practice. So, well, bully for them. I've lost all of my family, the adults in my family. So, thank you. It's funny, Jim didn't learn. I did. Jim's the one who became a doctor. Jim was in Boy Scouts all the way up. And his last year, he was like a camp counselor at Boy Scout camp. And somebody was cutting wood and almost cut their thumb entirely off. And Jim reattached it backwards. He said the reason he would never become a surgeon is he didn't know his right from his left. And I laughed at him and I says, I don't know my right from my left. I have to sit there and I write with this hand. This is my right. I write with this hand. I would be really messed up if I wrote with my left hand because I write with this hand. Oh, wait, this is the left. Wait, what the hell? Yeah, that would have been me. Yeah. I literally have to look at my hands and think about it. And Jim said he was exactly the same way. So I think I know I had dyslexia, and I think Jim might have had a milder case than even I did, and mine was not bad. But, trying to get my shoe on. Anyhow, by adoption, not by birth. They had 2 boys, couldn't have any more, and adopted me. Okay, Austin, are you just throwing out bizarre questions that are totally unrelated to anything going on in the chat? Because first you asked me about moving to Mississippi, and now you're saying, what did I do with the red snapper? What red snapper? We were raised together, yes. Anyway. Yeah, 0 followers, 0 following. No bio. Sounds like Bev is the one stirring up trouble. Yeah, actually, I talked to. Oh, wait. I brought down the bubble to look, and then I couldn't make it go away. Give me 1 second. Pause, please. There we go. Picture. Let's see. What are we going to go with this time? Wait. Where is it? Oh, okay. I'm going to change it, but that was my horse. That's October Sunshine. That's the horse I had when I was a teenager. And that's me at 15 with braces. Oh, thank you, Ghost of First Lady. That was October Sunshine. She was such a sweet horse. Okay. And there was a picture right next to it I wanted to show you. Now let's see if I can find it. Okay. It's really hard to go slow. Oh, come on. I will find the picture in a second here. I saw it a minute ago. Got a case of the creepy crawlies. My skin is... Charlie. Ball rose? Give me the ball rose. Look, it's a ball rose. That's Charlie. This was the dog that Ken has. Is the dog that Ken has. One of the times that I was dog sitting for them. He was the most ball-obsessed dog I've ever seen. And he taught Heimdall to be ball-obsessed. So it's all his fault that Heimdall loves balls. He actually taught Heimdall how to chase a ball. The dog himself was throwing the ball and Heimdall was bringing it back to him. I'm like, okay, that's the most clever thing, adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. Are you playing with the pillow again? Just to show you, that's Bear with Heimdall. That's the night we picked the puppies up. No, I'm not rehoming my dog. Never will happen. No, I'm not offline. I was looking for a background picture, a green screen picture. Not me. I would never rehome you, would I? No. You're my munchkin. Come here. What you doing, huh? What were you doing? Not this one. Let's get you the other one. I'm always going for the one bag and not the other. Let's get you a beef bone broth one. And how about a chicken jerky, or duck jerky? Sound good? Yes, Mom, to the duck jerky. Yeah, it's not going to happen. He's like, yes, please. I've got to give a couple of these to that new friend I made today before he leaves for his little pug. Oh my God, that pug was adorable. And the perfect name for a pug, Tater. I had a friend in Virginia who had a West Highland White Terrier, and she named it Tater because the head of the dog looked like a baked potato. Yeah, thank you, Anna Grace. Mine was Miss Boo because I would run into the bedroom and Sunday morning with the newspaper and I would I would toss the comics at Dad because I was, 4 years old, and I would yell, "Boo! Read me Casper first." So I was Miss Boo. Yeah, most people get their dogs milk bones. Milk bones are trash. He gets, these are the beef and bone broth flavored biscuits. They look like this. And he also gets duck jerky, which I break down because it's one long piece and I break it down into little strips. Easier for his tiny jaw to chew up. And then TikTok Shop just sent me some samples. We've got chicken heart treats, and this is freeze dried. It's a single ingredient. And the other one is beef liver cubes, also freeze dried, single ingredient. He gets very healthy treats. Oh, he had 2 baby carrots while I was making my dinner. So he's had carrots tonight. He eats sugar snap peas occasionally when he feels like it. He loves apples. When I get apple slices, he steals apple slices from me. So, yes, they are gross, but they're really good for them. Organ meat is extremely good for dogs. So, when I had Kiri, because she was so anemic from the fleas when I got her, she was, that poor dog. It was a beagle puppy. She was a rescue from a breeder who didn't let the pups stay with their mom. Like at 2 weeks old, he just tossed them in the kennel with all the adult dogs, and he would just toss in chicken carcasses, and the dogs would fight over them. So by the time I got Kiri at 6 weeks old, she had a broken tail, a broken paw, wrist, and she had so many fleas, she was anemic. And oh God, she had a lot of vet bills. But she came home and we healed her up. There, somewhere in my files of pictures, there's a picture of her after a party, and I had injured my knee, so I had ice packs all night across my knee, and one of the ice packs had been on the arm of the couch, and somehow she got it under her head. So here's this like 4-month-old beagle puppy laying on a friend's lap with this ice pack across the top of her head, and this look like I've got such a hangover on her face. It's hysterically funny. But her name was Kiri Tai Huntir. That was early 93. Oh, we didn't want that. We wanted another one of these. Yeah, the duck jerky. I've had cockatiels. I ran a pet shop for about 6 months before the doors got closed by the IRS because the owner was not paying the taxes, even though she was taking them out of our paychecks. Anyhow, we had skunks and what do you call them? Ferrets and all kinds of birds, from the smallest little finches all the way up to a hyacinth macaw, which is the largest of the macaws. And I loved every single one of the animals we had in there. Dale and I had fish tanks. I would have fish tanks again if I had space, because I really enjoyed the relaxation of fish. They're very entertaining, which is kind of funny to say, but they really are. And of course, I've had tons of dogs. I've tried to have cats a couple of times, very allergic. I can have them while they're kittens because the dander hasn't come in fully. But when they hit about 4 months old, nope, time for them to go to a foster. I can't have them after that point. So, which is sad. I like cats. They're intriguing creatures. But dogs are my big love. And of course I had my horse. I've never had a toucan. We had a minor bird at the shop. That was the closest I came to the toucan. Toucans are funny creatures. The duck jerky comes from Walmart. Surprisingly, it is a single ingredient, and it's a really good source of protein and stuff for the dogs. No grain, they're grain free, no byproducts, no corn, wheat, or soy. It's one ingredient, duck. And they're strips of jerky made from the breast meat. So they look like that. And it is, I think, a 1 pound bag. Yep, 1 pound bag, $9.99 at Walmart. So that is his favorite easy to buy treat. And then I get other things. No, I wish it was in my shop. The ones in my shop are these. And these are really good. And then the Good Dog Food, which is freeze-dried also. Freeze-dried raw is the absolute best for your dogs because it's closer to what they would eat in the wild. It's the ingredients just made shelf stable. So did you just... Okay, I can't pick it up. You knocked it over, and I can't reach it. I can barely reach this one. And every time I do, I pibble. Leaning over is not good when you've got to go pee. Seriously, dog. Oh, you want the salmon bone broth ones. Why didn't you say so? Here you go. I have to break it in half. No, that's not what you wanted either, huh? I've already given you 4 of the chicken hearts, so no more of those today. How about some of the beef liver? He said, no, Mom, I want the chicken. He's being picky. Yep, it was the heart. He wanted the chicken heart. There you go. He's too funny. Yeah. He's just looking up at me like, please, sir, can I have some more? More? Sorry. Shades of Oliver. Oh, now you're going to hug my arm. Can I pick you up? Huh? Can I pick you up? Yeah, okay. Hey! My ear does not bend that way, thank you very much. You're really digging that time. Oh, it's been an interesting day, Bernie. Yeah, you are such a character. You had so much fun today talking while I was trying to talk to that gentleman who had the cute little pug. He kept jumping out the window onto the guy's shoulder. He's like, he's so adorable. I said, he's a nuisance when he does that, because I keep worrying he's going to miss and hit the ground and hurt himself. But he climbed right out onto the guy's shoulder like 5 times. No, I have it for tonight. I have not gotten any money for another night. You're sinking and you're going to fall off my lap because you're going in the wrong direction. You are such a character. Oh, come up here. Love on me. Yeah. 11 a.m. I love how he his hair color is like mine, and he disappears into the background with the green screen. Very true, Bama girl. It is hot and muggy. Okay. His He's the great disappearing dog. Oh, would people just bugger off about fucking shelters? Just, I'm not going into it again. Just not. Our shelters here are not safe. And the one that would be okay, they won't accept him because he's not spayed or neutered. He's not neutered. And if you want to come after me about him not being neutered, you will be blocked. Thank you, Jody. Bernie is right. It's been rainy in the middle of the day, not in the evening when it cools things down. No, at like between 11 and 1, we get this big huge rain, and then it steams off the pavement, and it's just miserable. We stayed in the room and hid out until the rain was done, and then the humidity, was oppressive. And I didn't go to Walmart until 7 just to avoid the worst of it. Oh, no, this morning was bad. We had worse jerks this morning than there is now. So, yeah. Well, we had a couple of years that there was drought, and that really threw everything off. So, and now we've got showers, but like I got rained on and the other side of town didn't. Someone from the beaches says, we haven't seen, it's been sunny all morning. So, We're trying to get me in that van before the car gives out. And he just did it. He made me disappear too. You just made mommy disappear. You're a magician. Hi. Hi. He makes mommy disappear, and he disappears. It's absolutely hysterical. And by the way, that is his brother Bear in the picture. And the dark chocolate brown one is him. Yeah. Oh, you like that, huh? He's enjoying the back rub. His eyes are going. And that van's a Toyota. Toyotas are much better vehicles than Jeeps. So, anyhow. Not yet, but we're going to sell this car and try to find a way to make up the difference. It's not a huge amount, but when you don't have money, any amount is a huge amount, you know? I have been on for 3 hours. Okay. Pause, please. I just got another message from my friend. Pausing now.